So we're talking about Wolverine again. Here's the guy that you claim knows fucking fuck all about Wolverine. I admit I haven't read every comic since 1950. I apologize, okay? Can I not just like the character? Can I not just enjoy Wolverine in the way that I want to enjoy him? Ultimately, I'm here to talk about video games. I'm here to talk about whether the game is good or not, whether the game's gonna be fun or not. So if you love Wolverine so much that you know every little tiny detail in every little comic that was ever written, great. But there's still certain principles that apply across the board to all characters, to all games, right? To all superheroes. He's a hero, by the way. Anti-hero, as I'll point out, is a subcategory of the category hero. So therefore, as much as you want to say, he's an anti-hero, he doesn't do good. Yeah, he's a hero, okay? When they ask him, are you a hero? And he says, no, I'm not a hero. Yeah, well, come on, get real. He's just being super modest, right? You've heard that line 1,000 times. Someone wants to call the gritty, trailblazing, badass guy a hero, and he's like, I ain't no hero, kid. But here's the thing. No, he is a hero, okay? That's the thing, is that he won't ever call himself a hero. Right? But that doesn't mean he isn't a hero. An anti-hero, all you're saying is that he's super violent. He does things that are a little more gritty and violent than the average hero. Fine. Still a hero. Still does good. Still on the good guy's side. He could be on the bad guy's side, slashing throats. He's not, okay? He's on the good guy's side. So I'm going to rant my fucking ass off right now just because of 3 comments that was on my last video. And I'm going to try to enjoy it because here's the truth. I do like Wolverine a lot, okay? I really do. I think he's fucking awesome. I think he's a really cool character and I want a great game to be made about him, okay? But I'm not the Wolverine connoisseur of the fucking 21st century, all right? I'm not, okay? I'm just a guy that loves these characters. I think they're really cool. All these Wolverine lovers, if you were to, take me into your basement and show me your fucking, deep issues from not those type of issues, like your deep comic issues from the 50s and 60s of Wolverine, I would actually really enjoy that. I would actually really like that, okay? Other than I'd be a little bit fearing for my safety deep in your basement lair. But I'd love it all, okay? Personally, I have my superheroes that I love more than any other superhero. Wolverine isn't my top, okay? I really like him. I think he's great. For me, I think I'm more of a Batman. I think Batman to me that's my favorite. To me, that's the pinnacle of coolness and badassness, okay? That's where I sit, just so you're aware. I'm not a Wolverine fucking expert, okay? Now let's talk about the video game Wolverine, okay? Here we go. Are you guys ready? Are you guys gonna be ready for this? Now, where did we leave off? Where did we leave off? I think it was claw in the vagina, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, there's the brain claw. It was vagina claw. There we go. All right. I'm not doing any more fucking Wolverine after this, all right? I love video games. I'm gonna review them, okay? This is Wolverine, okay? I'm gonna try not to do a part 3 of this stupid fucking game. All right, here we go. We need more volume so we can hear the and then also I want to be able to hear the all right, here we go. Okay, he's over the ledge. He's down already. Here's the thing. You're gonna think I'm nitpicking. Oh my God, are you serious? You care that much about such a tiny little detail? Yes. I'll tell you why right up front. It's 2026, okay? Video games have plateaued. I don't know if you look around, they've plateaued. Here's what's happened. Graphically, they keep improving. The visual detail in terms of just the resolution, right? Okay, we went from 720 to 1080, now we're 4K, 8K. Here's a big thing you're missing in that picture. Imagine these 2 examples, okay? You have a 4K HD resolution image, but that image is choppy. Okay, now imagine this. You have more of a pixelated art form. Let's take like an 8-bit or a 16-bit. So it's like, okay, not as nice visually, but it's got fluid, human, lifelike movement. Imagine waves crashing on the beach, like fluid, flowing motion. Now you tell me, which one would you like better? And I say that to prove the point that motion brings us in and is more important than visual clarity. You know, I'm going to say this a zillion times on this channel. What they've done in most video games is focus so intensely on the visual clarity aspect, and they leave the movement behind. Because here's the thing, the movement's the hardest part. That's the hardest part of making a video game. And you know what's the hardest thing to animate? Because animations are so rigid, is human beings. That's the hardest thing. This is why video games have plateaued, because human beings are so hard to recreate in a digital form. That's it. And here's what most people do. They just go, they don't even give it a try. They're like, yeah, we're not even gonna go there. Let's just throw some fucking animations on him, but crank the resolution through the roof. But it moves like shit because you didn't spend enough time to get the movement together. Here's another thing. I'm fucking 5 seconds into this, but this is a rant that's going to exist in probably all my videos, which is if you really want to figure out the movement issue with human beings, unfortunately, you're going to have to delve into a little thing called physics, okay? Because if you've ever seen a physics simulation, that is the only thing that is ever going to come close to simulating actual movement from a human being. If you just put some random animation on a character and plop it in, it looks robotic, okay? And I'm complaining and bitching about this because it's 2026 and we're still just pumping out games, right? It's the speed at which we're pumping out games. Pump, 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 game. How about we take a step fucking back? You know who takes a step back? Rockstar, Grand Theft Auto. Why do you think that game is so anticipated? Because they're not pumping out games. They're not pumping out games. They're taking their sweet fucking time to make sure that they delve into the details that I'm talking about. They make sure that they don't just throw a character on a fucking robotic looking animation and then just because they polished up the graphics and have super high resolution, they think it's a good... No. A lot of these games, including this one, the movement has not improved since like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. Go back to PlayStation 2, look at the character movements. You'll find some better character movements in those old games. Yes, the graphics have gotten better. Yes, the clarity has gotten better, but the movement is still the fucking same. The movement has not improved. And on a lot of these games, the movement's gotten worse because you can tell these companies just stopped even trying with that. Because here's the reality. It's a tough problem to solve. It takes a lot of time to solve it. It takes a lot of brains figuring out how do we make a human being in a digital format. And that's really how you're going to get the best Wolverine, okay? And I say that all to back up this clip 5 seconds. Here's the skewer. Watch this movement right here. See that right there? You don't care. I get it. If you don't care about that, then fine, okay? Fine. But just know your standards are way too fucking low, okay? In 2026, have you seen what's out there in terms of physics engines and what's possible? Have you seen BeamNG for car physics? Have you seen Puppet Master? Have you seen some of these other incredible ragdoll physics simulators out there? The technology exists. This is my frustration. It exists. And so if you're not using it in your game, and this company, do I have to... All right, let me ask my assistant. Are you there, special assistant?
Special assistant at your service.
Okay, which company made the new Wolverine game?
The new Wolverine game is being developed by Insomniac Games, and it will be published by Sony Interactive Entertainment in collaboration with Marvel Games.
How much money is that company worth?
Insomniac Games, the studio developing the new Wolverine game, was acquired by Sony in 2019 for around $229 million US.
Okay.
However,
how much money is Sony worth? I'm sorry.
As of now, Sony's market valuation is around $118 billion US. Just to note, market capitalization can vary, but that's a recent figure. This valuation reflects Sony's overall worth, including their electronics, entertainment, and gaming divisions.
Okay. So what's your excuse, lazy gamer? What's your excuse, low bar gamer? Oh, quit bitching. Oh, so what? There's a little bit of glitchy movement. That's why I'm bitching, okay? It's because it makes no fucking sense. These companies have the financial means to make the best fucking game you've ever seen, and they won't do it. Why? Because what they care more about than anything is the release of a Wolverine game. They don't give a fuck about the creation part. If they could, they would speed that fucking shit up real fast, right? If they could pump out a game every fucking week, they would. So they have to put the maximum amount of time frame on a Wolverine release as possible, and even that, they're not willing to extend that out too far. It's just, if you're starting to make a game and you're not asking, how do we make this the most incredible, realistic game people have ever seen, then I question your passion for it. I really do. Now the Wolverine game's done and out there, right? And it could have been better, but you just decide to not put as much passion into it. And yeah, you guys are going to say, I think it's great. But here's the thing. Obviously, you're not able to imagine how good it could be, because it could be better. It could be way fucking better. And I don't know, I'll have to do a video showing you what technology is out there in terms of physics movement, and just these different game development tools that exist right now, if you care to use them, if you care to put that much effort into a game. Oh, God. All right. Anyway. Let's see it again. Like, why is he a robot on a string? Why is he a robot on a string? Why can't we get footsteps? Why can't we get realistic walking? If your walk cycle sucks, how am I going to get into the game? That's like all you're going to see the whole game is this fucking walk cycle. How am I going to get into the game? So if your basic movement animations and motion are glitchy and weird looking, and hey, we're human beings, we can tell when something isn't right. And like I said, the best thing out there right now is physics. There actually is physics systems that allow real footsteps to happen. It's out there. So don't tell me, oh, stop complaining. That's good enough. Really? Like, what kind of a fucking gamer are you? Don't you want to see the next best thing? I was around when we went through all these systems, from Super Nintendo to N64 to PlayStation, seeing these upgrades, seeing these big jumps in technological progression. It was incredible. It kept up in the bar. And then, I don't know if anyone noticed, but there was a stagnation that happened, right? And like I said, the visual resolution kept going up, but something stagnated. That's a little quiz for you. What stagnated? Let's watch a little bit more of this great thing. I'm sorry. Can I loop that? Look at his feet. You guys don't care. You don't care about his feet? You don't care about how his feet look walking on the train?
No answer. Right. Stay sharp. I don't like this. Should do another sweep. It's too quiet.
Yeah, like it's not bad, okay? It's not bad. But how much fucking cooler would it be if it wasn't these, I don't want to call them canned animations, but they're just, he's being pulled around on a string by animations. I hate to say it, but it's lazy game making. Once again, the technology exists out there to make it better than this, to not pull you through the game like this. Also, yeah, I'm not a big fan, as you can imagine, of the hack and slash kind of World of Warcraft kind of games where you're swinging Wolverine's absolutely deadly claws at someone, hitting their skin, and nothing happens. Just blood spurts, but there's no cuts. There's no dismemberment. Do you know that there's systems out there for dismemberment right now? Have you seen the game Gorn? Have you ever played Gorn? And there's others wicked physics simulations where there's real dismemberment, meaning wherever you put your claws, wherever you put your sword, that part of the body gets cut, or that part of the body gets cut right off. Can you imagine, okay? Like right there. Like the guy would have been fucking dead, first of all. Right there he would have been dead. Right there he would have been dead, okay? And his arm would have been cut off. Right there. I get it. Maybe you guys don't care. This is that God of War style where it's like unrealistic combat, followed by epic cutscene, right? Epic cutscene that's whoa. And then in the epic cutscene, maybe something a little bit more detailed and intricate happens, like, but that's because they personally animated it to happen. It's not because they have a system underneath where you can actually do those things, right? So you have this incredible system where he's slicing him with the sharpest steel known to man, and no cuts are happening. Blood spraying, but no cuts are happening. Stop nitpicking! It's only 2026. I'm not going to just be a fucking asshole, okay? They do have ragdoll physics once the guy's dead. Once he's dead, watch him fall. That's the best part of this whole game right there. That's the best part of this entire game, is the fact that when they finally are deemed dead in the code, they finally trigger physics at that point. And imagine how shit this game would be if they didn't do that. Imagine if they didn't even have that. This game would look like a PS1 game other than the graphics. But because they have it, watch them fall. Watch them fall. The impact of that fall, right? That's the coolest part of that whole fight. The rest is hack and slash, PS1, 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 PS1. Watch him fall, watch his body. That's the coolest part of this whole fight. Because finally, physics came into play for that split second. I'm sorry. It's these little details that piss me off. The way he runs up this... It's like Madden. It's like Madden. The feet aren't moving fast enough, but the character's moving super fast, covering a lot of ground with the tiniest little footsteps. Like those little details that tell me you don't care that much, right? You care a little, but you don't care that much. It just feels. It's a feel thing, right? I mean, I guess you got to be a seasoned gamer to really have a sense of feel like this, but it's a feel thing while the character's moving around that it's sluggish, right? Like right here, it might look kind of cool, like they didn't do a bad job with the animations, but it feels like he's trudging through the mud. Feels like it's really hard for him to run. It's a feel thing, okay? If you're not able to tell that, then I don't know. You gotta work on your sense of feel. Okay? You don't have a good enough sense of feel.
Someone! Shut it, freak! Shit's gassing off! Not today, Bob.
Fuck. I don't know. I'm a hater, I guess. You can call me a hater. You can call me a hater if you want. I don't give a shit, okay? Listen, little details. Like, why is the door open? I know it's small, but if I'm writing the story, why is the door open, okay? Why is the door open? Just so the kid can yell out, right? Wait.
Someone!
They left the door open so the kid could yell. Just so he could yell.
Shut it, freak!
Otherwise, why would they leave the door open? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Shit's gassing off! Not today, Bob.
Okay, and they close the door. Just little things like that. Like, you put all the hostage in your thing, you close the door. It's very fucking simple, right? But they want it. That's the thing. You can always tell when something's done for a narrative purpose. And that's when you know it's a weak narrative, when you can see the puppet master behind this, when you can see the Wizard of Oz. That Wizard of Oz scene is so great, where pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. It's so great, right? That's such a great analogy. When you can see the puppet master, all the magic goes right out the fucking window. And that's what I see in a lot of these decisions of the narrative, not of just this game, but of movies that are coming out, TV shows. The narratives are so shit because you can see the manipulation happening. You can literally tell that they're doing things for this purpose and doing things for this purpose. A great narrative is it's like life. It's the best things about life are authentic, are real, are natural, right? And that's the best storytellers, the ones that just go with the flow, like David Lynch, right? He has a vision, but he doesn't filter that vision at all. He just lets it flow out of him. Even if it's the weirdest fucking idea that you've ever seen in your life, he's like, hey, who am I to judge? Let it go. Let it flow, right? Whereas these people, you can almost see them at their whiteboard. Well, we're going to need this character to say this line here in order to get this response at it. Like, they're trying to be clever and construct something. And because of that, they actually end up being super shallow and not as deep, and they're not able to tell a deeper story. They're not able to tell a story that feels natural because they're not doing a natural process, right? Anyway. I know that sounds a little confusing and complicated. Well, I'll try to explain it better over the course of the next 100 videos. Here we go.
The hell? Skullbuster! Up there! We need backup now!
Look at that. Okay. You telling me that's not the coolest part of this trailer, right? Was that the coolest part of this trailer so far? Slides down, boom, pushes him to the ground, rolls, perfect dismemberment of the leg. I like it. Immediately followed by a spin around, claws to the face. Okay, first of all, you commenters that say, he doesn't like the violence. I love it. I love it. Claw's fucking face. Okay, see if I give a shit. But here's the thing. You're only gonna get this in a cutscene. How come they don't work on figuring out how to do this in the gameplay? Do not say, oh my God, quit complaining. It's good enough. It's good enough. All you it's good enough people are the reason why shit is the way it is. Because here's the thing, truly great artists, truly great creators will never live by that principle. Truly great creators will say, no, it's never good enough. It needs to be better. It needs to be the best. And if your goal isn't that, when Bo Nix says for the Denver Broncos, if you're not trying to win a Super Bowl, why are you here? This is exactly my point. If you're not trying to win a video game Super Bowl with the game you're making, what the fuck are you doing here? Leave it to somebody else. Some other creator will come up and make a Wolverine game better than you who does have those principles. So don't start with the, Jesus Christ, it's good enough, man. Just fucking grab a PS2 game, throw some Wolverine skins on it, hit go. I'll pay $80 for that. You're the issue, okay? That was cool. I want to be able to do that in the game. I can't. Maybe I'm not the biggest X-Men fan. I'm just getting bored. Jesus.
There you are, Red.
Okay, well, that's it for me. I can't do it. I can't do any more of this. I think I covered everything that I'm gonna possibly say. That's it. So. Long story, really fucking long. It's upsetting, you know, it's upsetting that they could put more effort in. And you know what, you're going to sit there and say, oh, come on, it's good enough. Why do you gotta have such high standards? Why do you gotta care so much? Yeah, you're the reason why shit's no good now, okay? Because you're accepting this, okay? Your bar is so fucking low, okay? Because guess what? The systems are there to be used. The systems are there. The companies have the resources. And by God, they have the fucking money to do it. And they have so much money, that means that they have the time to do it, right? Look at Rockstar. They're not in a rush. They're going to take years, decades. Let me ask you a simple question. Would you rather wait longer for the greatest Wolverine game that has ever been created? How about the Wolverine game is the greatest game that's ever been created? How about that? Oh my God, imagine aiming high like that. Or do you want your Wolverine game now? And it's not going to be as good. Okay, it's not going to be as good of a game, but we'll give it to you right now. What do you want? And I think however you answer that question says a lot about who you are, right? Says a lot about you. Why aren't you patient? Why aren't you willing to wait for better? Have you ever heard of quality over quantity? Do you believe in that principle? Because I'm going to remind you again, the systems are there for the greatest game ever to be made. And guess what? The money is there for the greatest game to be made ever. So what's the excuse? How come we're not plopping Wolverine down into a free roam world and we just experiment? We make sure all the run animations are perfect. We make sure everything looks incredible. And then we start throwing boulders at him. We see how he falls down physics when he interacts with physics objects. We see how he gets up, make sure that's good. And then now let's mess with the dismemberment physics. Okay, we have Wolverine take a swipe at some real physics limbs and we get the fucking dismemberment physics down. Okay, we have limbs fucking flying. I want limbs hanging by a thread. I want a guy running away from Wolverine with a fucking half an arm dangling, right? You guys were the ones coming at me saying, Wolverine is violent. He is super violent. He's more violent than you could ever imagine. Okay, great. I'm all for it. Let's fucking have the ability to fucking slice nipples off, okay? Okay, maybe you don't have to go that far, but dismemberment physics is out there and it looks fucking sick, okay? And if you're ever going to use dismemberment physics, don't you think Wolverine would be a pretty sick place to start with that? And so I would just be getting the system right, get the dismemberment down, get the physics down, get the AI logic down, how the bad guys react, right? How Wolverine acts, how Wolverine can get hit and knocked down, right? In this game, Wolverine's fucking invincible, basically. And it's another one of those hand-holdy games where as long as you're button mashing, you're going to win the game because it's literally pulling you on a string from one point to the next. Pull, pull, pull. Kill this guy. It's like everything's so fucking easy, right? Because it's just hack and slash like God of War or like fucking World of Warcraft until you get to the next cutscene where something actually cool looking happens because they created it in CGI. Or they created it with a cutscene and then repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. There's no underlying game system actually, and you don't have to make it free roam like Skyrim, but it is very revealing when you're being pulled on a string like this from one thing to the next to the next to the next. It's revealing at the system underneath that it isn't a system that they've created to just be able to put you in the world and now you could do whatever the fuck you want. No, you can't. There's incredible clear limitations everywhere. You have to follow an absolute string from one to the next to the next to the next, and even the combat is just pressing buttons and then watching the animations that they've created, right? There's no uniqueness, right? You're going to very quickly see the same animations over and over and over and over, right? Here's the thing about physics. The same thing never happens twice. Isn't that a little more like real life? Oh my God, Jesus, high standards much? Don't be a sheeple, okay? Don't be someone that just accepts it. Thank you, sir. Thank you for my Wolverine game. You shut your mouth about it. Don't you mention the quality whatsoever. I won't, sir. Thank you so much. How much you want? $200? There you go. Thank you. Stop it, okay? If your standards are that low, first of all, you shouldn't be reviewing anything. You shouldn't be commenting on anything if your standards are that low, that you're actually okay with that level of effort, especially given the fact that, once again, the resources are there and the money is there in fucking barrels, okay? So much money. They got plenty of fucking money. What they don't have is patience. They don't want to sit on a Wolverine game for 6 years, for 8 years, for 10 years. How long have we been waiting for Grand Theft Auto? 15 years? How long has it been between the last Grand Theft Auto game and this new one coming out?
Grand Theft Auto 5 was released on September 17, 2013. So, by the time the new one launches, it will have been a little over 13 years since the last major release.
13 years. Are these Wolverine people willing to wait 13 years? I mean, we asked the question. It's been 3 years. So, great. 3 years. Good job. Are you willing to wait another 10? No, they're not. You want to ask the question why they're not willing to? Why they don't want an even better game? Why they don't want to perfect the systems underneath to make this the best Wolverine? If I can imagine a better Wolverine game, then you're not doing a very good job, right? The dismemberment physics. Tell me right now you wouldn't love to have real dismemberment physics. Wherever Wolverine's claws go, a limb is actually legitimately cut, sliced, dismembered, then you would feel like you've actually got some control as Wolverine, and you could do some sick combo, cut both their fucking ankles off, stab their head, rip their fucking head off, right? You guys are the ones that love the violence. You guys are the fucking sickos out there. I'm just trying to fucking help you out, get you the game that you want, right? Anyway, that's all, you know? Come on, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up this industry. It's been asleep, okay? These people are just trying to pump games out. No. Stop it. Patience. If you don't have patience, if you're just doing this to get a game out, if you're just in this to get everyone's money because you know a Wolverine game will sell, which it will, and proof of that is these people who are going to get in this comment section and start defending this game blindly because they can't wait to throw their money at it. Well, fine, okay? But you're not contributing to progressing the industry, to going next level, right? Like we remember when we were kids, everything was another level, another level, another level, another level. You don't care about that. You don't care about pushing the levels. And so you're not getting my money, okay? I can guarantee you that. You're not getting my fucking money. So anyway, God bless Wolverine, and God bless you Wolverine lovers out there. I'm just fighting for you. Even if you don't know it, even if you don't want to believe it, even if you want to say whatever the fuck you're going to say about this video. I'm fighting for you. I'm fighting for Wolverine. I'm fighting for video games in general. We can be better. We can easily be better. Once again, the resources are there. The money's there. It's all there. We just need the effort, the passion, the care, the time put in, okay? It all adds up. It's a simple equation. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you on the next one.